minute, don't know. Got a minute of your time. Got a minute of your. I sure gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. Part of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. And you said when no one's to be found, what keeps you eased out, what takes you off your mind.
Yes, you want this, I want this. Everybody in this, we should have it. Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Take the time to recognize it.
Where?
I was at church. Hi, welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast, Maria.
Listen, okay, first of all, welcome to our podcast From Vision to Success,
So sad.
where we talk about all things that starts with a vision, a goal, and we take it all the way to the end, but really the part that we focus on is the
Messy middle.
messy middle. Guys, everything is messy in life, but you
Yeah.
have to go through it in order to learn.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nobody knows more messy than our telenovela Maria and our innocent bystander Miguel.
He gets like watching my life unfold. No, but in reality, I feel like I work through a lot of feelings. I'm really good about working through feelings and getting through messy stuff. I don't like it at the time, but I do think that I do have a resilience that has come because of so much messes in my life that have either been created by me or have like
100.
just...
No, there's no or.
No,
It's 100% created by you. I've known you. How long have I known you? Any time that I've seen you, like there's something bad that's happening, you're in the center and you're like there with either popcorn or you're throwing like the wood into the fire. Like, yeah, keep going.
No, I don't know. I don't know about that.
I know.
I know. I'm like, because I'm
just
thinking
joking.
about potentially the things that you could be thinking of, and I'm like, there's no way I had anything to do with that
know, I'm
mess.
just
I was
joking.
like, I was the innocent bystander.
But it follows you though.
It.
I don't know why.
I don't know. I think so. I do think that there is. Mike and I were talking about this, and he's like, I think that we're not for everybody. And I was like, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I do think because of my personality and because of the fact, the more you know, like the more people you know, the more people that dislike you kind of thing. It's just a numbers game, right?
Yeah,
There's
it is.
always going to be people that dislike you.
And we've noticed that, like we've launched a new episode, a new show with Seth.
Oh my gosh, I watched your reel about the haters you've been getting.
Oh my gosh,
So he's been getting some haters.
a lot of haters. But then that's when I realized, like, so if let's say if it's you get a hater one for every 1,000 views, let's just say,
Yeah.
I don't know what the numbers are, right? But I'm pretty sure there's numbers out there. If you put out a video and you get 100 views, it's normally around your closest friends, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll support, and they're like, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden you start hitting that 1,000, you'll get that one hater,
Yeah.
right? And then whatever. Then let's say if your video goes to 2,000,
You start getting more
you'll
and
get
more people.
you get that percentage of haters, right?
Yeah.
And so those videos, the Saturday morning cartoons, they're doing very, very well.
That's so good.
Yeah, like they're in a, I think Seth got like 10,000 views in one video,
That's so good.
right? Which is absolutely insane. The amount of haters that came out
Okay, what was the funnest comment that you were like, whoa?
that this is why my people got put on boats.
What were you talking? Was it related even to what you were talking about, or was it just like a random
No,
comment?
it was a comment about Bishop Romero from El Salvador and how
Okay.
he got assassinated
Okay.
because I don't know if you know his story. So in El Salvador, back in the day,
Yeah.
government was pretty much the mafia.
Yes.
And the government used the military, and literally this is what they were called their death squad, right? And they would carry out just absolutely evil orders. And it was the military, is that what you did, right? You would just take down innocent people. Like nobody, like just the military didn't care. I don't know if they did the things that they did because they felt that they were following orders and they just had to be obedient to the orders.
Okay.
Or it's because if the military were corrupt themselves and they were just excited to follow those evil orders. I don't know what it was. But the government was the root. And the
Okay.
government just did out like it poverty entered El Salvador like hardcore. deaths on the street. Like, it was just absolutely horrible. And then there was this one bishop, Catholic bishop, Bishop Romero, and he was the voice of the people.
Okay.
He was actually tagged the voice of the voiceless.
Okay.
Right. He's one of the originals that was tagged like that. And so he just preached that governments are meant to serve the people, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And he started getting a following. Like, people were like, yes. And he wasn't starting the reason why he voiced his voices wasn't because he wanted to start a revolution. He was just bringing attention to, like, we need to be a better nation.
Okay.
So this was him.
Okay.
And it was on a Thursday or Friday. He said he made a talk, whatever, that talked about like a speech that the military shouldn't just follow blind orders. Like, they should have a mind of their own. It shouldn't be a hive. That Saturday, Sunday, he got gunned down in the middle of his sermon. Just a couple of guys came in on their bikes, kicked down the door, just friggin' unloaded, right? And just left him there. El Salvador was like, I'm telling you right now, so everybody liked Bishop Romero. He was a good man.
Yeah.
My dad was like beside himself. So that's what I was talking about. And then some guy said, this is why my people got put on boats.
That doesn't even, like, to me, like, you meaning your people? Or his people? Like, which people are we talking? I would have been like, can we clarify? Are you talking about your people, my people?
It
like,
was yours. He said yours. This is why your people got put on boats.
and you're like, for a better life?
And no, but I'm like, boats? Like El Salvador. We can just walk and cross the border. Like, what are you
You're
talking
like, from what? I
So-
know. I love those comments or those hateful comments that make no sense. You're like, sorry, what? Or they're like misspelled.
Yeah.
If I was a hater, that would be me. I'd be busy typing hating comments. It'd be my grammar would be horrible. People would be trying to decipher what I'm writing.
There was this one guy that said, so that was my first. My second was, we're talking about, like, we're reviewing a movie, I think it was, The Odyssey.
Did you like it?
I really did.
We haven't seen it yet. We're going to go at the end of the month.
Let me tell you how it ends.
No. I mean, I already kind of know, but
But and then this person's like, look at these two idiots. That's what he wrote. So I went on his profile, something Higgins, right? I actually have it downloaded.
I remember, yeah, I think you showed me his picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a guy, and then there was a picture of him and another buddy. He was like looking into the camera.
You're like,
and I'm
who
like,
these? I think you did tell me that, and then you felt bad and erased it.
no, then I was scared because that comment was put on our Saturday morning cartoons, and so
Okay.
there's no link from that to my actual personal profile.
Oh,
So when I uploaded that picture, it showed as Miguel Martinez.
okay. So
And
then
so-
you're like, no, I don't want
And
to
I
get
was
my.
like, yeah, I don't want any. I got my family on my personals and stuff. It's set to. Actually, it's not set to private. I don't know how to set it to private. I was trying to figure out, but anyways, yeah. So some big news are happening.
Okay, what's happening? With who? You?
Did you hear Hayden passed away? That girl.
Hayden. I don't even know who that is.
I think it's her name's Hayden. Hayden Pen.
Is she an actress? Like, is she?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have no idea who she is.
Hayden Penitentiaria.
This is us trying to do pop culture. I'm like, I have no idea. You tell me a personal development like person, I'd be like, oh no. But or K-drama person, maybe I know their name.
Panettiere. Hayden Panettiere. As soon as I show you the picture, you're gonna be like, no freaking way. Are you ready? This
Okay.
is sad. This is actually sad. I really liked her.
And what? Let me see the picture. I don't know what she looks
Her.
like. She wasn't. She passed away
36 years old.
from what?
No, it just happened last night.
I had no idea. Oh my gosh.
So it happened last night. It said police under not under investigation. It's an ongoing investigation. So it could mean either
There was foul play.
it can mean anything.
Yeah.
Right. Like it was foul play, or she just like natural causes. Like they're investigating. Like they're just
Okay.
trying to figure out what
That's
happened.
crazy.
It wasn't like she got hit by a bus, right? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't that clear cut. And so nobody's relinquishing how and where she was. Nothing like that. She's just 36 years old, and she passed away.
That's crazy.
This hurts because did you ever watch the show Hero?
Yes, I know. When I saw her, I recognized her from there.
Yeah. So that. And did you ever see the Remember the Titans?
Yes, she was a little girl
She was
there.
the little girl. That was like one of her first roles, one of her big, huge, major roles. And then from there, she just exploded. And then she just kept doing a whole bunch of other stuff and whatever. But Hero was like a big one. And then Nashville something.
Yeah, I remember I watched Nashville.
Yeah. So
Wow.
36, dude.
She was a baby. I mean, like, we're older than her, right?
Is that a question? No. The freak? What you asking for a question?
No, but I'm like, the crazy thing is that when people
No, why
who are
did
younger,
you ask? Did you not know how old you are?
No, I know how old I am.
But then why'd you ask it in a question?
I just was like, right? Like, as in you would be like, oh my gosh, I know.
No.
It was a rhetorical question.
It didn't sound like it sounded like you don't know how old you are.
Anyway, but yes, it is devastating. I cannot imagine. I think the hardest thing.
You know how old you are, right? How
Of
old
course
are
I know.
How old are you?
I know how old I am. I'm 42 years old.
Are you
I
sure?
know. You're the one who doesn't know how old they are.
That's not the point.
He's 50.
It does.
Yes, count.
I'm not.
Not yet. He's
I'm
not
not-
50
yeah,
yet.
I don't
He
think-
has one more year.
I don't think so. I think I'm 48.
Oh, yes, you are, because you are 7 years older than Tegan, but I'm 1 year older than Tegan. So technically, you're 6 years older than me. So you're 48, turning 49 next year.
Yeah, that's it. But even if I don't know how old I am, but I know that my number is higher than 35.
Yeah, no, I know. I knew my number. I was asking you a rhetorical question, man. Anyway, cheers.
Are you leaking? Look at it. I don't know if I should say it. It is going away. So she
Anyway.
comes in. I am going to say it because I don't care. She comes in and she has like this blob stain, like white, like a wet stain on her
It was
shirt.
a small wrong way. Wet stain, right? It's right there. You can see it. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, the placement is horrible, right? So I'm like, ah.
Didn't look like she was lactating.
And of course, he would go ahead and say that just to make it weird and awkward for me and our listeners.
And then, but I am not going to say what she said. So I do have boundaries.
Anyway, that's besides the point.
That is besides the point. It's so weird, man.
You are weird.
Can I show you the picture that AI generated of me for this post?
Okay, the original one? Because
Yeah.
you posted a different one. I saw the one that you posted. Or you mean because our banner is now AI generated?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm done.
Which makes sense. You
Yeah.
use AI as a thought partner to help you, right? Anyway, so I know that's AI generated, but I'm interested to see the picture that you is.
So this is. Jeez.
I'll tell you if it's accurate or not.
It is not accurate.
Okay, I want to see.
It is not accurate. So this is the picture, and let me just leave it here. So this is the picture,
That is not you at all.
right?
That's like a younger version. No, not even.
Not
Maybe
even
it could
a
be your
younger.
brother.
Not even a younger version. Like here, let me. A brother. I don't know. What
I think a brother.
It's the lips that are off.
I think it's the shining light.
The glare.
Oh, there we go.
So that.
It's everything that's off. You look like a different person.
Yeah, the eyes. I think the eyes are. Anyway, so that I was just like, nope, give me a new picture.
You're like, this is not it.
Give me Maria's is okay, but give me. Anyways, yeah. So some big news in our stake. We're getting a change in leadership.
Yes.
Yeah, that's always big.
Yes, it is always big. So that's happening next Saturday.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, or those who are, so we're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's who we are. We're members of that church, Christian denomination. And every 9 years,
Because they serve for about 10. So
9, they serve 9 years.
is it 9? I thought it was a solid 10. Anyway, 9 years.
It doesn't matter. 9, 10
Yeah.
years. So in how the church is organized locally is that there's a lot of like churches, which they're called wards. And every ward has their own bishop. I used to be a bishop, and then it's a rotating leadership, right? And so over many wards, it's called a stake. So in our stake, there are 9 wards. Okay. And so then that means that there's 9 churches, right? That are all part of, and
Congregations. 9 congregations.
Congregations, perfect. And so these churches or congregations, there's a leadership over them, and it's called a stake president. And so every 10 years, again, there's a rotating leadership, and we're getting a new stake president. Our current president good guy. He's been serving there for a very long time.
Yeah, it's been forever.
Yeah.
Like even prior to him serving in the capacity that he's served, he was in bishop. He was like
He was a counselor.
he was a counselor. He was a bishop. Oh, so in total, it's like over 20 years of leadership.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, 25 to 30 years of, because he was a bishop for a very long time.
Okay.
Like past the 5-year mark.
If you're not a member of our church or not very familiar with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, all leadership, all callings or volunteer services,
Yeah.
it's all volunteer. None of it is paid.
Yeah.
So we're talking about bishops who spend, how much time did you spend during the week?
So it can vary from a bishop to bishop, but anywhere between like 10 to 20 hours a week just doing bishopric callings.
Like volunteer.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? And this is in addition to your job.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's pretty, I want to say it is demanding. It does come with a lot of blessings because there's a lot of, you learn a lot, right?
Yeah.
But now with a bishop, I'm not a bishopric, but I think with the stake presidency, I feel like you would have more hours. I don't know. Would it be the same?
100% more hours.
Because they always have a ton of meetings. They're responsible for all these 9 congregations.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. And Tegan was talking to Cynthia, and it's just like
His wife.
Cynthia is so Cynthia is our stake president's wife, and so Tegan's a hairdresser, does her hair. Long story. Anyways, and just like it's very demanding, and so you have to have a very supportive family.
True that, because it would be hard if you do not have a supportive family.
Yeah.
The amount of time that a bishop, stake president, anybody in a leadership calling spends in their calling and their volunteer services, it adds up.
And can I tell you, I know now why Mike was called.
What do you mean? How do you okay, so take me down a journey to your thought process.
You know what? No.
I'm looking forward to it.
No,
okay,
no,
why?
No, we're not engaging in this. You start with the slap. It's like, oh my gosh.
No, I'm curious to know.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so here it is.
Okay. I was like, I knew it was gonna come at some point, whether it was like at the end when you're like, oh yeah, and this is why. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's because when Mike was called, I don't know what calling it was. You were very, very unsupportive.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right?
Back in the day?
Yeah. And so you and like, this is not a secret. Like, this is from your
Oh,
mouth.
I
This is not
have
me, this is
shared
not me
it many
taking shots.
times.
Yeah, this is not me taking shots. But you were very unsupportive.
This is I would say when my son was born. So he is 11 years ago. I was big and pregnant. I delivered him and he got a phone call from the stake and he was going to be Elders Quorum president. So Elders Quorum president is basically the organization that takes care of the needs of
The men.
and also they support families, right?
Yeah.
Because you
widows and
exactly.
Yeah.
And it is a heavy calling. Like there's a lot. And I kid you not, during the time that he did serve, I was unsupportive. I was upset whenever he had to go out. I was upset when he had meetings. I felt unsupported. I feel like I could have done so much better.
Yeah.
And I think my experience would have been so much better had I been supportive. I would have been blessed like 100-fold. Fast forward to him getting called as a member of the bishopric.
Yeah.
Same counselor from the stake presidency extended the calling. I was there, and he turned to me and he said, "Maria, will you support Mike in this capacity?" And no word of a lie, the words in my mind came to me and said, "Maria, are you gonna hinder him?"
Oh dang. Oh, freaking dang.
I felt like it was like I was in trouble a little bit, but it was like a direct question. You know what I mean? Like the Lord was like, clearly, are you going to rebuke him? And my kids were young. I had 4 by this time. My little one, like Ruby, was like a year old maybe?
Yeah.
Because maybe she was a little older. So like 2 or 3. So imagine I have 4 kids. They are 10 and under, maybe 8 and under at the time. And I am asked whether like I will support my husband in this. And then the thought in my mind is like, just directly asking me, will I hinder him?
Yeah.
At that point, my answer was like, no, I will not hinder him. Yes, I will support him. And I was the best wife when he was in that calling. I was like, you need to do it. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, but it's crazy because at the time I was, so prior to that, I was Young Women's President. I was Young Women's President for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I was released, and then he was called as the counselor, he was released, and then I was called as Young Women's president again.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what I mean is that and I think everything plays its time. I think he was called when he was supposed to be called, and be unsupported at home. I think that was meant to be.
Yeah.
Because eventually the Lord needed him in this capacity now.
Yeah.
And so he needed a new version of you.
Yeah. I definitely.
Right?
I am a new version of what I used to be even 5 years ago.
Yeah. No, I know. And so I trust me. Every time we talk,
You're
it's
like,
just
the
like,
reason
oh my
why is
gosh.
because it's of Miguel. It's not because of Miguel. Just kidding.
It is. It is.
It is.
You owe everything.
Okay.
Everything.
No, I don't. But he does have this way of giving great advice. So I will give you that. Like, I will give him his
Flowers.
Here. Do you want help to get on your horse?
Nope.
On your pedestal?
No. It's low enough. I can reach it. But
I know. Anyway, so you were saying, yeah.
yeah, and so to be in as a bishop or even a stake president or even a counselor to the stake president, you have to have a supportive wife, children.
Yes, children
Right?
make a huge difference.
Yeah, because I've known people who have been in high positions like that, and then there's not just complaints from not the wife, but the kids. They start resenting the church. They start resenting their parents.
Yeah.
And
It
so-
is a family calling. I think if you
It is
do it
big
as
time
a
a family calling, yeah.
if you do it as a family, I think you have more opportunity to be together and have a common purpose.
Yeah.
As opposed to you do that, that's your job, and I'm gonna stay in my lane and come over here.
Yeah. So today's topic is, sacrifice brings forth blessings.
Yeah.
Because I think with this talk of new leadership,
Mm-hmm.
whoever they're going to call as a new stake president with their counselors, it's going to require a lot of sacrifice from them, but
Yeah.
not just them, but also their spouses, their partners, and also their children, kind of thing. And so, what kind of blessings comes from those things? So I don't want to turn this into like a church discussion, but I think there's a great principle here that is just when you're in a good position and you decide to do something else, does require some sacrifice to get something better.
Yeah.
And it's one of these formulas, right? And I think I put the formula on here. Let me see. The formula is something good, you sacrifice something greater,
Yeah.
right? And so I have here for you a couple of scenarios of how could you, I don't want to say sacrifice, but what kind of sacrifice would the universe require for you to get something better? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Sacrifice of time.
Well, hang on one second. There's certain things here.
Okay.
Don't relax.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No, I know.
Dear
I know.
sir.
Yeah. I get it. Pay your tribute when you go upstairs. Sometimes business requires a sacrifice.
Yeah.
So what kind of sacrifices are you looking for in business? What do you think?
Business related, absolutely time. There
Yeah.
has to be a time sacrifice,
Yeah.
right? There has to be a comfort sacrifice
Okay.
because you are becoming a new creature per se, right? And you
Yeah.
have to shed sort of how you were and how you thought about things and like what you found comfort, and you have to become somebody who is capable
Mm-hmm.
of having the business that you want. It requires growth,
Yeah,
right? Sometimes and with time, when you're talking about time sacrifice, it is perhaps getting up earlier. If you value
Yeah.
family time, then you need to get up earlier in order to do the things that are important to you in order for your business to succeed.
And I think that's where people take a wrong left turn because they're like, I need to sacrifice and I need to give more time.
Yeah.
And so then, so they're giving up more time, but they're also and then they're like, well, and then they give up family time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like I can't go to that soccer game, or I can't spend time with my family, or I can't do this and I can't do that
Yeah.
because I'm building a business.
Yeah.
And so they're sacrificing, but they're sacrificing the wrong things. I don't think that's good to greater.
Yeah, So I think every part of your business or every part of the sacrifice has a season. I remember reading this story in a book, and the guy was an author, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna get X amount of hours in order to write my book. So he had his office, and in his office he would tell his kids he was unavailable from like 8 to 12, right? The little kids that would come in, and he'd be like, no, he'd get so annoyed with them. And it wasn't until after where he's like, oh, wait a minute, like, I value family time. I value them. I want to spend time with them. So instead, what he did is that he switched his times around.
Yeah.
He decided that he was going to write whenever the kids were sleeping. So he got up at he wrote from 5 to 7. And then all of a sudden, the kids would have a nap, and then he would write from like X time to X time in order to maximize what he was doing and work towards his goals.
Yeah.
And also have the family life that he wanted to have.
Same thing here. We've been rebuilding the website. And I've been literally like, we watch movies together, we spend time, whatever. When the kids go to bed, like I am up from like around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Although this is not even a joke. I think almost every night I go to bed at 3. And there's been for the last 2 weeks, and there's been a couple of nights where I've had to like go to bed at 6. I've actually seen the sunrise.
Wow.
Just building code and building this website and just building this experience, because it's got to get done it's got to get done in 3 weeks.
Yeah, before September, right?
Before September.
Yeah.
So 100%. And then so here's my thing, right? It's like, do I sacrifice? There requires a sacrifice of time here.
Yeah.
So the question now becomes is, along with the sacrifice of time, because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do I also sacrifice family? And so those two things, and yeah, so just like this guy, you probably took that off of me, is that I just changed the times when I
You're like, when she's talking about this guy, it's actually me.
It is me. So what he says here? I can't remember who said this quote. It might have been Les Brown. To get things you have to never what?
To get things you have never had, you have to become and do things you never did before.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, it's true. Every version of you, like everything that you want, requires a different version of you. But like, I don't want to say like a different personality of you, but like a greater version of you.
And sometimes, and here's the thing is, right? When you're building a business, sometimes you can't go to that wedding, right? It's like sometimes you can't go. Who was it? The apostle. He came to our stake.
Christopherson?
No, not Christopherson. Before him.
Oh, I'm not sure. I can't remember.
He reads the scriptures every single day, writes a question, and then oh my, this is gonna bother me.
I think I know. I can see him in my mind. I just don't remember who it was.
Young guy. Apostle LDS.
Was it that area? I think you're thinking area authority.
No, it's an apostle. 100%. Bednar. Okay. So Bednar gave a talk, and he says that sometimes you're going to have to say no to your kids.
Yeah.
Right? Because you got other stuff going. You're going to a church meeting. You got something to do, right? And so, trying to spin those plates, right? It's his famous talk that he did. Anyways, and so sometimes sometimes you have to say, I can't be here or whatever. The problem is that you say that all the time. Yeah. So now you're not just missing an event, you're missing their life. Yeah. Right? Ooh.
He's like, that was so good, I gotta write it down.
I felt that one.
You should write it down. As long as you felt it, it's totally good.
Has anybody ever told you that you have like an evil laugh when you laugh?
No, I don't think so. I think that I take that as a compliment. Thank you.
No, it's not. It's not meant to be a compliment. No, don't take it as a compliment.
I heard he did.
I know.
You can't control the way that I take things.
Fair enough, but I'm just letting you know it's not meant to be a compliment.
Oh, it was absolutely. My heart received it as a compliment. So thank you. My heart says thank you. Do you want me to like?
No, don't touch me.
He was like saying something random to me that it was so random that I just touched him in order to disrupt his train of thought, because I'm like, what the heck is this guy saying? So I reached out and he freaked out and boom, killed the thought.
That's right.
So anytime I want to kill a thought, I'm just going to reach out and you're going to see it die really quick.
Yeah. No, it's funny. So we went to go see Nate Brigard this weekend.
Okay.
Nate Bargatze?
I don't know.
The comedian.
Okay.
Nate-
I'm not familiar with him, but okay.
Oh, Maria, I'm telling you right now.
I'm like, do I live under a rock?
I
There's
think-
a lot of things that I am not familiar.
Nate Bargatze, this guy. Like, I'm telling you right now, I think this guy needs to be a household name.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe I've seen him.
No. He needs to be a household name. His comedy is clean.
Okay.
He is the people that he that come, like, that do his opening, like the special guests, whatever. They're not allowed to swear. They're not allowed to, like, this guy.
I cannot say that I've seen him before.
This is the saddest thing.
And let me follow him and get familiar with his comedy.
Oh, Jimmy Blenhart says, I can see it now. President Martinez. No, take that back.
Yes, I second that.
Jimmy, thank you for coming. Do not make that comment again. We're going to ban you from this podcast.
What was the guy's last name?
Bargatze.
Okay.
Bergidz.
Oh, there he is. Okay, I'm gonna follow to get familiar with his comedy.
So he's got two or three episodes on Netflix. I'll tell you why he's amazing, and he should be a household name.
Okay.
The nicest guy, like, super, very family oriented. He doesn't go up there and start, like, ripping on his wife or his kids or nothing like that, right? And any joke that he tells is like, hey, can I say this? You know, like, something's happened. You know, like, they go on vacation and something funny happens. Like, listen, I want to use this bit. Here's the joke. Can I use it? And the wife will be like, yeah, go for it, right? So, and then he invests in wholesome comedy as well. So he's got a show. He's got a movie, The Breadwinner.
Okay.
Okay, and it's he spoke to the studio and he spoke to the theaters, the movie industry, and he says, for this movie, I need it to be cheaper than all the other movies. Like, people need to be able to pay $6-8 to go to the movies because I want families to come together and enjoy this thing. Like, he is, like, amazing. But when I tell you right now that this guy, Tegan was crying beside, like, she couldn't even breathe because just the comedy was absolutely insane.
Now I have to check him out.
No,
Okay.
Maria,
How dare you not invite me and Mike?
It was very easy.
How dare you?
I just did not pick up the phone. That's how I didn't.
This guy, do you guys see how he... I should just leave. I'm done with this podcast. Like, this guy is so mean to me all the time.
Not all the time.
He's very mean to me.
Anyway.
I'm just kidding. In all honesty, the one who's meaner is me, so it's totally fine.
But anyway, so there was a fly that kept... And so the reason why I'm telling you all of this is because in the show, there was a fly that kept, like, buzzing around in the show.
Okay. Sorry.
And he was just like... And his comedy is, like, very mellow, whatever. He goes, dude, get out of here. Just stop. Go somewhere else. And that's how I feel like with you right now. You go to touch me, and I'm like, shoo, fly.
No, you don't even react that slow. You like karate chop.
Because you scare me. You scare me.
Yes, I am a fan of that.
Anyways, so yeah, okay. So yeah, sacrifice, bro.
He's like, okay, so let's talk about, you talked about in a business perspective. Now let's talk about in a relationship perspective
Can you stop?
Oh, sorry. I will follow your lead. My apologies. Go ahead.
There are 7 things here that we're gonna and the second one's actually relationships.
Okay, go for it.
No, I'm asking. Yeah. Okay, you asked me. Fair enough. Relationships. So number 2, I have here relationships. What can you sacrifice? I think personal beliefs and upbringings.
Yes.
I think
I want to clap that one.
I think that is one of the biggest hindering things that can really, really destroy a relationship.
100. I went through that. I was like, my beginning years, I thought that everything that I did was right and that Mike's ways were wrong.
Yeah.
And it came from my upbringing, right?
Wait a
minute.
In the beginning?
Not anymore. I've been so much better. I always tell Mike, I'm like, man, like, I am so much mellowed out now.
Yeah.
Do we fight? Yes, I'm sure we fight.
Any couple.
Yeah, I can't remember the last. Oh yeah, I do remember the last time we fought. It was a couple weeks ago.
This morning.
No, we didn't fight this morning. It was a couple weeks ago. It was over a misunderstanding. But prior to that, I can't remember. I was talking to him maybe a couple days ago, and we're talking about how we don't fight as much. And then he said that we went through a season where our fights were so big that I would leave the house and I'd be gone for like a couple hours.
Who, you or him?
Yeah, I would. I don't think
Okay.
he ever left the house, or that I would go and like sleep somewhere else. Even though I remember leaving the house. I don't remember sleeping somewhere else, but maybe I did, right? Not somewhere like maybe on the couch or like another bed or whatever, right?
I'm like, you like
I left the house. Yeah, I remember. Our fights were intense, right?
Wow.
Yeah. But
Wow.
it was me. I wasn't able to communicate my feelings clearly. I also believe that I had an unreasonable expectation of him to read my thoughts and my mind, and that
Gosh, I hate
it's a normal women reaction. So I do have to say that it's very normal for women because as women,
not 100% all women. So let's just let's not
Okay,
get canceled
not a-
here. But for like,
yeah, maybe not 100%, but women and men behave differently. Men are logical. They're like, I see a problem, I want to fix it. Women, we are we have more emotion and we seek support.
do you know why? Oh, anyway, I don't want to interrupt your thought. Go ahead.
Anyway, so yeah, we seek support. So we travel as a group, right? That's why I love reading the Women Are for Venus, Men Are for Mars. And if you think about it, like if you look at all these groups on Facebook, they're all mom based. There's no dad's groups for the most part. If they are, they're not nearly as
small,
big as women's group, right? But anyway, I think it was a lot of our issues was because I didn't understand just the natural differences between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
That's why now when I tell my kids, I tell my boys like, hey, this may be funny when you say or you think it's funny or it's logical, but I'm like, girls are different. Girls are more emotional and more sensitive, right? And then with my girl, I'm always like, hey, what did I say to Raquel? I was like, you can't expect like, especially a guy to know what you're thinking. You have to say it out loud.
Yeah. So BBC actually did a study about the difference between men and women and just their brain patterns themselves, right? Now, again, this is not 100% every single woman out there.
That's like anything in life, but for the most part.
And this is the thing I think the cancel culture just starts friggin' pooping their pants, right? It's just, you say, oh, for the most part, like some women, right? And when I say some women, it can be like 7 out of 10. It can be 6 out of 10. It can be 8 out of 10. But then you got that one person that it's the one that doesn't apply.
Doesn't align with.
They're like, oh my gosh, you can't say that about women. And I'm like, yes, I can. And then that's what the studies, but not all women are like that. That's why I said some women, not 100% woman, right? So some women, the most of women, their thought process is left to right. Right?
Which is emotional
to logic.
Yeah.
And
that's why whenever we're going through anything, we got to experience the emotion and then we can become logical.
And then, but every decision is tied to an emotion.
Yep.
Right. So their brain patterns, what they saw was between the left and the right brain, the center part, the highway is called the corpus callosum. You know that, right? So for a woman, the corpus callosum is actually thicker. It's bigger. And then for the men, it's actually much narrower, which is very interesting.
Okay.
So by nature, this is 100%. Now this is 100%.
Yeah.
A man's corpus callosum is very narrow. A woman's corpus callosum is much, much bigger. Now, why does that matter? Is because there's more connectivity between left and right in a woman than there is in a man.
Yeah.
In other words, if you're on the highway and there are 6 lanes open, how many cars can get through? Versus you're on the highway and out of the 6 lanes, now you only have maybe 2 because the other 4 are under construction.
Yeah.
And so if you only have 2 lanes on a busy highway, there's going to be some traffic jam. There's going to be there's not a lot of information. There's not a lot of cars going through.
Yeah.
So for a man, his train patterns is front to back. The front, they see the problem and the back wants to offer a solution.
Yep.
And that's how, so we think like this and women think like this, right? And so for the most part, a woman tends to be a little bit more emotional because every decision has an emotional consequence. For the guy, it's the nail on the head.
More logical. I hate that video, but yes, it is that. It is absolutely
It's
that
the
video.
nail on the head, right? And so, but yeah. And so I think one of the biggest problems and this applies for men and women, is that you grew up under your parents' thumb. Like they're I don't want to say your parents' thumb, but like under your parents' traditions.
Yep.
The way that you do certain things,
Yeah.
the way that you have, the dinners. Like when I grew up, we never had dessert. Dessert was actually part of dinner at one point. It's just my mom made me a cake, and that was dinner. Like
Yeah.
that was like we didn't have the salads and then the main course and then the dessert.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I get married, and then this is the thing, and I'm like, why? And anyway, so again, it's that whole thing. So men grew up in a household traditionally, you know, from birth to like 20, 25, whenever they're getting married, and then the women, same thing. So then all of a sudden you're bringing two households together, and you have to figure things out.
Yep.
And so the worst thing that you can do is go into a brand new home and be like, well, in my house, we used to do this.
Yeah.
And that you got to let that go, man. You
Gotta be open.
And this is not just for like, well, I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about men. You got to let that go. You cannot come in saying, hey, this is what we used to do. This is what we're doing because this is what this is how I grew up. It's like, bro, that marriage is not going to last.
Because you need to start making your own traditions. You take the
And that's
good
the
from
thing.
both,
Yep.
and then you make your own. Like I run my household completely different than the way that I grew up. I took a lot of the good stuff,
Yep.
the things that I found were good for Mike and I to do together. But for the most part, there's a lot of things that we do different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's you have to I think that's the biggest sacrifice. It's just letting go of your own past to create a new future. Ooh.
I think the other sacrifice.
Oh my gosh. Did you feel that when I said it?
I did not feel it.
Did
Anyway.
you feel it? Let go of the past to create
Oh my gosh.
It's flowing.
Okay. Write it down. You gotta write down all these thoughts so you can like bring them up.
It's being documented.
Okay. The other thing that I would say is that you have to sacrifice time in a sense where like you have to prioritize time with your, if you were talking about a marriage, you have to prioritize time with your spouse. And I am firm believer that spouse goes before kids.
1,000% on that.
Spouse will always go before kids. It took me a minute to get into that pattern, I think. But always remember that your kids will mimic your patterns of how you were married.
Yeah.
So if you want them to have a nice, happy marriage, or at least help them to see what it's like to work through problems, to spend time together, to want to be together, then you have to model that behavior, right?
If you give your children priority and you become the best mom, you are going to be raising best moms and best dads.
But not partners.
Yeah. So while not sacrificing being a good mom or dad, you have to give priority to being a good wife and a good husband. So then when they grow up, they become good husbands and good wives.
Well, if anything, I think it improves your parenting. If you're connected with your spouse, you're going to be more aligned in the values you want to teach your kids. You're going to be more aligned in the parenting. You're going to be able to back each other up. Even if you don't agree, you're going to be like, okay, we're going to talk about this after. And you're going to get away from those like me versus them attitude, right?
Yeah.
So I would say that is a high priority item.
So one course correction here, and I don't know if this is what you meant to say. If let's say Mike says something and then you don't agree with it, you're like, you know what, we're gonna talk about it later.
No, I don't say it in front of him.
Okay. You never.
I have in the past. It's not the greatest.
You shouldn't. You should never.
No, I know, and it's not a good because you don't want to undermine each other's parenting, right?
Well, and one of the biggest things that happens, and you have to be very, very careful because it. If my partner, my wife, sorry, if my partner, my wife, they say something, and I'm like, I don't agree with that. I'm like, you know what, Seth? Your mom and I will talk about it, and then we'll come back. Even as innocent as that sounds, what you've done is you've painted your partner as the bad guy. Automatically.
I'm pretty sure you've done that.
I have. 100% I have, right? That's why I'm telling you.
I'm pretty sure I've seen you do that.
I have, and I'm trying to stop less doing it, right?
I had this guy course correcting me, which I was like, I think I have. And you're like, let me tell you what you need to do.
No.
And then I'm like,
Of you?
yeah.
Oh, 100% I course correct you.
And then the funny thing is, as you're saying it, I'm like, wait a minute. I have seen this play out many times.
You are naturally painted as the bad guy. This is just your aura. We talked about it, the messy middle.
Messy middle. It is quite messy.
But when I'm talking about a partner, like your spouse, is don't do that in front of the kids.
Yeah.
Because what you've done, and with all love and respect, you have subconsciously painted that person as the bad guy. So then what ends up happening is, let's say you do go back and talk about it behind closed doors, and then you come back with a different decision. That child will know that originally they had dad support, but it was because of mom that thing is not happening now. So the mom becomes the bad guy. And so my recommendation always is that if you don't agree with something that your partner says, don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Support the person, and then just be like, this is what. When that child leaves and when you're behind closed doors, be like, hey, listen, can we talk about that thing? Because I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then you talk about it, and then you come back to the child and be like, okay, you know what? New plan. This is what's gonna happen now.
That's what all of us should shoot for. I think all of us do make mistakes at times. Don't do that.
Listen,
but that is definitely what we should be shooting for.
And that's what we're talking about here. This is the middle, right? You want to get to success. This is that's what this podcast is all about. From vision to success. We've given you the vision.
And now you got to work towards that success.
Absolutely. What sacrifices may come from health, trying to be healthy, living a healthy lifestyle?
It's funny because I was watching this guy I started following online. He's like a fitness trainer. I liked his content a lot. And he's like, you got to stop eating like a toddler and eat like an adult. Yeah. And it resonated with me because I've been struggling with my eating. I've been eating as a toddler. So yeah, I think the sacrifices that you're making, and it's uncomfortable, is the fact that it's in nutrition. You may not always get what you want as far as what you want to eat, but you will need to ensure that you get what you need. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, even in myself, one of my biggest struggles is that 80% of the food that I've been consuming is what I want, 20% what I need. And I need to change those ratios. I need to be 80% what my body needs in order to feel good and supported and healthy. And, 20% the stuff that I want, and like just fun food, right? So I think that's one of the sacrifices that you have to do in nutrition. And it's hard. It's not an easy road, but at the end of the day, we can say it's hard all we want, but if we don't change it, we're the ones that suffer.
Yeah.
So that would be the number one that.
Yeah, it's and sometimes, and this is a hard one, especially if you come from a ethnic background, it's just a lot of fatty foods. Right? It's
portions too. I feel like at least with me growing up, but I don't know though, because I went back to Ecuador and I do feel like the issue here is snacking. There's a lot of snacking going on. There, you eat bigger plates, but you don't really snack in between.
But it's more physical too, right?
There.
So back in our home, it's like you walk everywhere. You don't take the car.
Not
everywhere.
everybody has a car, right?
And then and then you're living off of the land as well. Like you have plantains, you have bananas, you're growing stuff, whatever. You're chasing animals, and so it is more. So there's a reason why you eat more is because your body is asking for more, right?
Yeah.
Here, everything is not like that. It's you got Uber Eats, man. Like you can just Can
I tell you, I have never ordered anything from Uber Eats.
We need. It's,
Isn't that crazy?
I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm
going to tell you right now.
I never even order an Uber.
I'm going to tell you right now. You do it once.
I would be addicted. There's no way I could.
Your life is going to change.
No, but are you kidding me? Do you not realize that I would, one, financially, I would be in trouble. Second, health-wise, I would be even in more trouble. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't get down those slippery slopes that I know myself I wouldn't be able to control.
It is a horrible feeling. It is a horrible.
Both the financial, I think my biggest horrible feelings that I get is when I spend money on something that wasn't worth the calories or worth it. And then you're thinking in your mind, you're like, man, this really wasn't worth it.
So it's 11 o'clock at night. And then all of a sudden there's a knock on the door. I'm like, what the freak? It's 11 o'clock at night. And Levi's like, oh, it's for me. I'm like, which one of your friends? They're welcome.
Yeah.
But which one of your friends is coming over at 11 o'clock at night? So I go to, I'm walking to the door with him, whatever. And it's Uber. He had ordered pop, Takis, and it's a bunch of chocolate bars. Somebody gave him a $25 gift certificate to Uber.
And he just was
and he spent $18 on snacks because he was watching a movie and he wanted some snacks.
At least it was a gift card. I would have been so mad if it would have been hard-earned money. I would have been like...
Yeah. So there's a bunch more here, but the one that I really want to get to right here is spirituality.
I love that.
You want to increase your relationship with your maker. It doesn't have to listen. I know that we're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So, whatever you believe in, that's your faith. So if you want to have a better relationship with your maker and whatever it is that you believe in, what are some sacrifices that you have to?
Time. I think time is all throughout.
All throughout all categories. Okay.
Because how the heck are you going to, you don't get, unless you sacrifice time in your business, sacrifice time in your relationship, sacrifice time in your health and your body, sacrifice time with your spirituality. How are you going to get gains? Right? In either way. It's funny because I went to a baptism on Sunday.
Okay.
Beautiful baptism. It was he was 8 years old and he got baptized, and there was a talk. Usually when we have baptisms in our church, you can get baptized at the age of 8. And then they do a talk about baptism, and then they do a talk about the Holy Ghost. And one of the talks about baptism, it talks about the ABCs that you're connecting to, right? I've never done it that way. Usually the acronym that I use is like KIT-CAT. But I really like the ABCs because it was much more simpler. So A was for always remember him, right? Who are we talking about? We're talking about Jesus Christ. That's who is central to our faith. And then I started thinking about, how do I always remember him? And often people go towards like, you remember the atonement, you remember his sacrifice, you remember all these things. Yeah. But then I thought to myself, I'm like, we always remember him by spending time with him. How do we spend time with him? Well, you open your scriptures, you read a scripture. You listen to a song that makes you feel closer to him. Right now, we live in a day and age where like Christian music is amazing.
I know.
It's so good. Exactly. Like so good. I always love, there's all kinds of artists like in our faith, outside of our faith, that have these beautiful albums. Yeah. That's how you can get to know him. That's how you spend time with him. How do you also do it? You do it by prayer. Like you're connecting, you're talking to him, right? You do it by meditating. You do it by gratitude. You do it by serving someone else, because you're like, okay, if I'm remembering him, then I know that he would help someone. So I want to do the things that he does, right?
Yeah.
So it's whatever it is that you do, you have to remember that in order to improve something, there has to be an investment of you into it. You're not going to get something. There was a quote that I recently read that it said that a religion that asks you for nothing has little potential to transform you into something. Yeah. So that goes along sacrifice. Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you something. We had a talk. Do you know Scott Sherman? I don't know if you know him.
Yes, I know him.
Okay, so he was our speaker, like on Sunday, whatever. And he said something very interesting. He goes, he's very familiar. He's very aware that people tend to forget, 95% of the things that are said up on the pulpit, right? And so he goes, if anything, I want you to remember this. This is what I want you to remember. Yeah. He said it in the beginning and he said it at the end. Yeah. I forgot what he said.
But you remember that he said to remember.
No. I forgot what he said, because that was what he said was not what I was meant to hear and remember. Yeah. So what he said was this, and I was paying attention. I wasn't on my phone or whatever, I was beating my kids like they'd be quiet, pinching him and stuff like that, right? And so I flick him.
I am that person.
I flick him in the back of the head out.
You best believe that I am the person that will tell my kids to be quiet, but not only my kids. I will tell other people's kids. Not if you're a baby. If you're a baby, then cry have. All you want. I love hearing babies because that means that parents are there, right? Yeah. But there was a couple kids, or like youth age kids behind me. And they're brand new to church. They're like, they just got baptized, but they're talking. So I turned around, I grabbed his arm, and I was like, hey, shh. And then there was 2 girls in front of me, also youth age. I was like, guys, I can't pay attention if you guys are fighting. But keep in mind, I have a relationship with these youth. That's why I'm able to do it.
Exactly. You have to build that. Whatever. Yeah. Anyways, so what he said, like, if I know you're going to forget 95% of everything that I said, this is what I want you to remember. I forgot what he said. That one thing. That
wasn't for you, I guess.
Because it wasn't for me. What he did say was this, and this is going to blow your mind away. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
And I am going to start using it so much that people are going to think that I'm the one that created this
like
quote.
You always do.
No, because I want to own this. So he was actually quoting somebody else. I don't know who he was quoting. Okay. But this is now mine. Okay. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
You're going to get your mind blown away.
Okay,
I'm telling you right now.
I can't wait. Let's do it.
There is nothing that you will hear that can compensate for what you're about to hear.
Okay. Go for it.
Are you
Tell
ready?
Me. I'm ready.
He said, oh man, I just goosebumps. Just even thinking about it. He says this. He goes, If you feel far from God, who moved?
Yeah.
Can I tell you, when he said that, I was just like, oh, dang. Because we always like, God, why did you leave us? Or, we blame him, but we have to really self-analyze. And then it was like, was it him that moved or was it me that moved? Mm-hmm. And so when he said, I'm telling you right now, I was just like, oh my gosh. It is probably one of the most powerful things that I've ever heard in my entire life.
That was so good. That was
Right?
really good. Yeah.
Right? If you feel far from God, you got to ask yourself who moved. So, and I think with that sacrifice is if you do feel far from your maker, and you got to ask yourself, okay, who's the one that's doing the moving? Who's the one that's pulling apart, right? Mm-hmm. And then 9 times out of 10, or 10 times out of 10, it's going to be you. So then what are some of the things that you can do to move closer to him? Prayer, church, read your scriptures, meditate. Do something.
Follow the commandments.
Let go of that sin, like whatever it is. And again, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a religious standpoint, but it's like, are you being good to people, right? Because when you're being mean to people, right?
That's why he moved away from the Lord. You need to do some repentance. I know. That's why it deep. Okay, once you're done, I have 2 random thoughts that I would like to share. They may or may not be related to this. I do feel like I can tie it in with this, but as you were saying,
go.
Yeah, okay. So I'm reading this book. Anyway, I love reading, guys, and when I'm reading these books, all these thoughts.
Look at her. I read books, and you color.
First of all, I read books. Yes, I love it, but this guy's an actions guy. Like, I am well knowledgeable when it comes to reading and all that stuff, but where I lack is like action. But you are like, you don't read, but your action's strong. So
I do read. I just read in a different way.
Yeah, he listens to things.
I listen to things. If there's a subject that I want, I'll do
You do a deep dive.
I'll do a deep dive. And I'll literally spend all night reading about that said subject.
We just learn differently. That's all, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I do love reading. One of the things that I wanted to share, and it's been on my mind a lot, is as I'm reading this book by John DePisa. Is it DePisa? He's a huge personal development guy, and he talks a lot about the brain, your body, connecting through feelings, being like in a higher energy level, and how to manifest your life. And a lot of the things that he says, it makes me think about the gospel. Okay. If that makes sense. So the gospel of Jesus Christ is having faith, having hope, having resilience, is knowing that someone's out there who's cheering for you, you can turn to, is about making sacrifices, making commitments, and through those commitments being able to grow.
And we're not talking about our church, like we're talking about just Christianity in general.
Yeah, Christianity. Yeah. Our church is very much aligned with that. Yeah. Hence, we have sacred ceremonies that we do, like baptism and all that stuff, in order to make those commitments. Okay, now that's kind of aside. I was reading in this book, and it talked about the concept of survival and creation. Okay. Right? I believe, and I believe that you believe the same thing, that God has made us creators in this life. He has blessed us with the ability to create. Hence, there's many people that have created businesses, like you created your baby business, like MTC. There's people that we create families, we create these beautiful things. We are creators, right? So anyway, in the sense of that, and then he also talked about survival. You know how we get into survival mode, and when we're in survival mode, our 2 main emotions is comparison and lust. Okay. So this is what he's talking about, right? And he talked about, I don't know if you've ever been familiar, but and this is not just him. There's a whole bunch of different people that talks that different emotions give you different energy levels or wavelengths. Okay. And the higher the emotion is, like love, the higher the energy level is, and the more that you're able to create. Okay. If you ever feel your body when you are experiencing love, it's like you feel light and airy. Like there's something to you that you feel different, right? Yeah. And then, so what he says is at that point that your energy levels are higher than your matter, what's heavy in you, right? Yeah. So then he goes into the concept of survival, and he talks about lust and comparison. Okay. And if you think about it, how do you feel when you feel lust or you're comparing?
When it's lust, it's the body desiring, not the emotional, spiritual part of that person.
It feels heavy, right? Yeah. It feels like you would do things that probably wouldn't be aligned with your values in order to get there. So it's more matter than energy, right? Anyway, so here's where my thoughts were when I was reading about this, and it talked about how much love is useful to the concept of creation. The day before, I had gone to YLC, which is a youth leader conference, right? I was running high, guys, because
You were there?
I was just there to support the dance.
Okay.
Our stake was in charge of
Day one.
yeah. And like the dance and the snack portion of it, and Mike was supporting that because he's still kind of working as in the young man's portion of that, right? So anyway, I went and I was experiencing all kinds of things because you felt it too. You know, when youth come up to you and you get that energy and you feel that love, like you have love for them, but you also feel the love that they have for you.
Yeah.
And I was feeling that. So I was like feeling light and airy. And in the morning, I had read about like in the concept of creation, all that stuff, right? And then the whole thought process came to me is, and I don't know if this is going to tie together. I have no idea if this is just like a messy thing, but I just want to share because I just feel like I want to share with someone. It's one of the commandments that God has given us. Well, the way that it ties the commandment is to love him and to love our neighbor as we love ourselves.
Yeah.
So when I was reading this portion about love and creation, the thought that came to me is that loving someone else, or the whole concept of love and loving your neighbor, is not necessarily about the other person. It's about you.
100%.
When you are in that state of emotion,
Yeah.
you can become and show up as the best version of yourself.
1,000%.
And I think in the past, I have perhaps done it. Like, you know how there's different intentions when you do different things. And perhaps in my mind, I've been like, okay, I have to do it because God has asked me to do it. And it's a sign that I love him. So I want to show him how much I love him. But I think it like swapped it out because I realized, I don't know why I'm crying. But anyway, I realized that is because he loves us so much that he gives us purpose in what we ask. So we experience that fulfillment on purpose, but then he does it for us, for our growth, for our development, right? So in essence, if you want to be in a state of creation, what you need to do is to love more. And when you love more, you feel all this energy and you feel energized and you want to do all these things, right? Anyway.
So can I tell you, it's funny that you're saying all of this. And it's just like, so somebody asked me, you know, with this new rearranging of leadership, right? It happens every 9 to 10 years. People start talking about who's it going to be, who's it going to be, who's going to be, right? Like there's all this guesses and who can serve in this capacity and all these different things, right? Okay, so that's in our culture, in our church culture, that's a natural thing, right? But then another question that gets asked is that if you're called, what would you focus on, right? So people always ask that, and so somebody asked me that.
Youth, 100%.
No.
What would you focus on?
No. I would focus on service.
Service.
And I'll tell on both sides of the veil.
Ooh, goosebumps.
So when Bednar was here, he talked about that if your mindset is not set on the temple, then anything, you fall short on everything. Because if your mindset is going to the temple, then you will serve your missions, you will have a good marriage, you will have connections with God, you will have all of these different things. And so going to the temple is just, it's a byproduct of service. Because when you give yourself, not just to the Lord, to the people as well, you serve the people on this side of the veil, your family, you serve you serve the youth, you in whatever, and you encourage people to go to the temple and all these different things. And then on the other side of the veil, you're loving the people who have passed away, and then you're going and do work for them. And so all of these different things. So when your focus is service, which is love, and if you take a look at Jesus Christ, his whole ministry was about love.
Yeah.
Like, where did you find him? He was amongst the...
I'm going to cry. Sorry, guys. Okay.
He was amongst the widowers, and he was amongst the sinners, and he was amongst the sick people, ministering to them. His whole service, him dying on the cross was all about love. It was all about service, right? Yeah. Him asking the Father, forgive them for they not know what they do. That was an outcry of love for them. And so when people are like, what would you, I would be like, I would focus on service and just love people on both sides of the veil. And I think as a stake, we would move in such an amazing direction.
I think you're right, because I'm like, I kind of just tying it to the whole concept of love and creation. When you have that love for others,
Yeah.
your abilities and your capacities increase and you grow as a person, right?
Yeah, your decision makings are different.
Yeah.
Your choices are different. You connect with people on a different level, and people will feel that. Like
Yeah.
they will feel the love that's oozing out of you, right? And so
I always say you get what you put out, right?
100%.
So, for me, going to YLC was a beautiful experience because I do feel like I do a good job. If I can say something about myself, I feel like I do a good job of loving people.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are things that happen and disagreements or whatever, but I do have an ability to connect with people, and I have people that share things with me that normally wouldn't share things with others. I just have that. That's my talent, my like my gift, I guess. Yeah. But to be able to be on the receiving end, my gosh, I was busy like giving out the treats for the youth dance, and there's this one particular young man, very, very, very quiet. They went through a season of not really going to church because there was stuff going on in their house. Then they started like coming to our ward, and I was able to connect with his family. I always I give him a hug. His mom is there. I hug all of them, right? But the fact when I was giving like everything out, I just turned to the side and I realized that he was there reaching out for a hug. I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, you get what you put out.
100%.
Like, anyway,
100%. But anyways,
I get all the feels now. Let me go after this. I'm gonna go and have a good cry.
all
Yeah.
right,
Let's end it.
close
This-
this.
Whatever this was, we're gonna close it.
Yeah, we're gonna. So at the end of the day, the message of today's thing was.
You're gonna remember one thing.
If you remember one thing, right? Sacrifice does bring forth blessings.
Yeah.
And blessings, we're not talking about blessings from a spiritual standpoint, which it does apply, but just anything good requires some form of sacrifice. You want to get to great from good. What are you giving?
I like it.
There are a lot of mic drops today, man.
Yeah. Not on his end, but yeah.
Bro, we can go back.
Tell us.
We're good.
Okay, I want to hear all the 3 different things that you said that you were like, oh my gosh. Do you remember them?
Yeah. So listen,
What were they?
make sure you like, share, subscribe to all of our social media here. Push this content out. We love you guys.
Bye.
What are you calling me out like that for?
Get a minute, don't know. Get a minute of your time. Get a minute of your. I'm gonna live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. Part of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. In yourself when no one's to be found. What keeps you eased out? What takes you off your mind?
Guess you want